Question number 15 of exercise 6C. The question is saying that mx equals to ny plus c has same gradient as x-axis. Okay, the gradient is same for this line and x-axis. Okay, now when I draw an x-axis, on x-axis, the value of x will be changing, but the value of y will remain same. For instance, if I am talking about x-axis, on x-axis, the value of y will be 0 over here, over here, over here, over here. At any point, the value of y will be 0. Okay. So if I find the gradient, what will be the gradient? Gradient is y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. Now the gradient will be, y values on x-axis will be same, that is 0. So when I will plot it over here, 0 minus 0 upon any value of x, that will be changed. Okay, two values of x, they will be different. So the gradient will be 0 over there on x-axis. On x-axis, the gradient will be 0. Okay. So now they are saying that the gradient of this one and the gradient of x-axis is same. So it means for x-axis, the gradient will be 0. Okay. Now I have to find the gradient of this one. What will I do? When we have to find the gradient from an equation of line, then the y should be the subject of the equation. Okay, shifting plus c over here, mx minus c equals to ny. N is being multiplied. When I will shift it over here, mx minus c over n equals to y. Mx over n minus c over n equals to y. Okay. So as you can see, y is the subject. On the other side, two terms are there in which one is in form of x and one is without x. Okay. So the coefficient of x will be your gradient in this given equation. Okay. Now, what was the gradient coming from here? The gradient was coming 0. Gradient of this line is coming m over n. They are saying the gradients are same. So m over n equals to 0. N is being multiplied, divided. When I will shift it over here, the value of m will become 0. Okay, the value of m is becoming 0, which was the first thing they have asked. That they have asked state value of m. That was the first question, and I am getting value of m equals to 0. Now this m and this m is different. This m is representing gradient. This m is representing gradient, while this m is the part of this equation. Okay, so don't say okay, this m is 0 because this m is 0. No, this is representing gradient, and this is representing the value of m over here. Now, for second part, in second part they are saying state the condition, and what condition they are asking for? State condition for line to be parallel with y-axis. Okay, to be parallel with y-axis, right? So what will happen over here? We can do in this way that the value of m, what we are going to do over here, see, the gradient is coming m over n. The gradient is coming m over n, and for your y-axis, the gradient is always undefined. For y-axis, the gradient is always undefined. So, how can you write n undefined over here? How can this thing will become undefined? When your m will be divided by any number which can make this whole thing as undefined, then you will say, okay, they are parallel. So how we will make that thing parallel. For that, n should be equals to 0. Why I am saying n will be equals to 0? Because when m will be divided by 0, anything divided by 0 will become undefined, and when we will have this gradient equals to undefined, only then the line will be parallel to y-axis. So, in order to make the line parallel to y-axis, the value of n should be equals to 0, and that is going to be your answer over here.